The crunchy fish and chips.
Crunchy fish and chips.
And you didn't let me order it on Sunday.
I didn't let you order it.
Only because Uber Eats wasn't working.
Telling everyone about all my secrets when I'm supposed to be cooking Uber Eats.
And we call to you with the knowledge that I see.
Assalamu alaikum, we are the Azharis, and today I'm joined by
Ibrahim.
and
Mariam.
Abdullah.
okay, today's story is about Prophet Ibrahim, and he was living at a time where there was a big king, and he wasn't an ordinary king, Abdurrahman. He was a super king. Do you know that? Now, his name was Nimrod.
Nimrod?
Okay, yes, and I will explain.
I've never heard this story.
Exactly, it's a new one.
I've never
Now,
heard the story we did in just 1, just 2, or just
this is just 3. Now, everybody at home, actually, that gives me an idea, Mariam. Let's get our Azhari pads.
Yes!
We're at home with the Azharis.
Now, everybody watching at home, I want you to open up your workbooks, go past the sticker page, go past the reward chart, and go to the last page for this particular episode. What you'll see there is your Azhari pad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a word to the Azharis here, and I want you as well to draw the word I'm going to explain. You will have 10 seconds, just like everybody here, and let's see if you can race and beat the Azharis to draw the best picture in the quickest time. If you don't have the workbook, it's not a problem. You can always do it on a piece of paper or anything else that you have at home. Now, question number 1, everybody at home, 10 seconds, remember? 10 seconds, Abdurrahman, ready? I want you to draw, what do kings wear on their heads? Ready, steady, bismillah. Go. What does a king wear on his head? All right, let's see. What do you have? What do you have? What do you have,
a
Maya?
crown.
A crown. Abdullah, what do you have?
A crown.
A crown. What do you have, Abdurrahman?
A crown with the head and the mouth.
A crown with a head. That's an interesting crown. It's a lot bigger than his head. Okay. Right. So yes, crowns. Now this particular king, he was the first king, Abdullah, to ever wear a crown. You know that?
No.
Yeah, he was the first king to ever wear a crown. Now, Abdurrahman, actually let me ask Abdullah. Abdullah, if you were a king, okay, what would you do?
Ask everyone to believe in Allah.
You would ask everybody to?
Believe in Allah.
Believe in Allah. Now, Mariam, tell me something only Allah can do. Tell me something only Allah can do.
He can, for example, make the telly switch on when no one's near the remote.
Okay. I mean, Allah can do anything, right?
Yes.
Right. Now, when somebody dies, Abdurrahman, can we bring them back?
Only Allah.
Only Allah can. Very good. Now, the king said that he thought he was like Allah. He said that I can make people die and bring them back to life.
All right.
So you know what he did, Abdullah?
No.
He got 2 men and then he had one of them killed and he let the second man go and he said, look, I've killed this person and I've let this person live. So now do you know what Prophet Ibrahim did?
What?
He just listened. He didn't argue. Abdurrahman, is it good to argue? Why not?
Because it's bad.
Because it's bad, yes. And you know the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everybody at home, he said that if you stop arguing, if you don't argue, you will have a house built for you in
Jannah.
In Jannah. Imagine everybody having a house built for you in Jannah just because you didn't argue. Now, Abdurrahman, let me ask you a question. Let me just take this for a second so everybody can see you when you answer this question. Imagine, inshallah,
My house.
you're drawing a house. What house is this?
My house.
A house for Jannah? Okay, imagine in your house in Jannah, what would you like inside? You can have anything you like. No, tell me.
The thingy like this.
What?
The thingy's all in the house. All in this house.
You want this house to be your house in Jannah? Okay. Mariam, if you could have anything in your house in Jannah, what would you like?
I would like a security key. If Mabi were to live with me, I would like a security key, which only I knew where the key was.
So he can't come into your house?
So he can't
in your
come.
room?
No, so yeah, one, he can't come into my room, and two, so that he won't steal all the sweets.
Is that true? Do you steal Mariam sweets?
Yeah, I had a secret stash of 3 lollipops and about 7 chocolates, and I'm downstairs doing my work, and then the next minute I find him in the toy room just eating all of my sweets. Daddy, he stole mine. He stole mine too. So I had, I think, 4 packets of Bablu. And when I looked in the drawer, it wasn't there.
Okay, fine.
And when I looked in Marby's drawer, there was 3 packets of Bablu. He said he let me have 1.
All right, we can talk about this later. All right. So Abdullah, in your house in Jannah, inshallah, what would you like to have?
زدني علما.
I would like to have raptor wallpaper.
Raptor wallpaper.
Wow.
Any dino wallpaper.
Any dino wallpaper. Okay. So then what happened is Prophet Ibrahim said, okay, he didn't argue with the king. He said, look, Allah brings the sun up from one side of the sky, and at the end of the day, it goes from the other side.
Yes.
If you're better than Allah, change that. And you know what the king did?
No.
Could he change the sun, Mobs?
No.
He couldn't, so he was stuck. Now, who wants to do competition time? Put your hands up.
Me.
Everybody's competition time.
We're at home with the Azharis.
Now, everybody watching at home, I want you to open up your workbooks, go past the sticker page, go past the reward chart, and go to the last page for this particular episode. What you'll see there is competition time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question, and in your workbooks, you'll find 2 possible answers. I want you to circle what you think is the correct answer as quick as you can. And let's have a competition and see if you can beat the Azharis here. I'm going to ask them the same question as well. It's 2 points for every correct answer. Now, if you don't have a workbook, it's not a problem. You can write down the answer on a piece of paper or anything else that you have at home. So, everybody at home, competition time. Now, first question, everybody at home. Who was, remember you get 2 points for a correct answer. Who was the first prophet?
زدني علما.
Was it Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or was it Prophet Adam? Number 1 for Muhammad, number 2 for Prophet Adam. Write down your answer. Number 1 or number 2? Okay, Abdurrahman, do you have an answer? Who was the first prophet? Prophet Muhammad or Prophet Adam? You're thinking. Okay. All right, let's see. What do you have? Number 2, Abdullah, let's see your answer. Number 2, yes. Number 1? Okay, so the answer was actually Prophet Adam was the first prophet.
So that means, and you said I could move all characters up.
Mariam and Abdullah got the correct answer, mashallah. So they move up the leaderboard. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, next question, everybody. What is the last surah in the Quran?
زدني علما.
Is it the last surah? Is it Surah Fatiha, number 1? Or you like the prophets? I will do another prophet in a minute. So what's the last surah? We did that one already, didn't we?
We didn't.
Okay, we'll come to it. Maybe I'll use that one in a minute, okay? So what's the last surah in the Quran? Is it number 1, Surah Fatiha, or number 2, Surah Nas?
Surah Fatiha is
What's
the
the last?
first Quran.
So what's the answer then? If it's not number 1, it must be? Shh, don't tell everybody. Okay, yep, number 2. Let's see, show everybody. Number 2. Number 2, well done. So the answer is, let me give everyone at home the answer. Number 2, Surah Nas is the last surah in the Quran. Everyone got the answer right, mashallah. So everyone moves up the leaderboard. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, everybody at home, third question. Silly. Okay, last question. How many rakas, everybody, it's a hard question, this one. It's a hard one. Okay, focus.
How many rakas?
How many rakas in Salatul Isha?
زدني علما.
Is it 4?
In Isha.
Yes. Is it 4? That's option 1. Or is it 2? That's option 2. If you think it's 4, write down number 1. If you think it's 2, write down number 2. Okay.
I'm done.
Were you looking at their pads, Abdurrahman?
Daddy, I'm done.
Okay, wait,
Pretty
let's
sure
see.
you're
Number 1 or number 2? What do you think? Okay, have a guess if you don't know. Okay.
Daddy.
What's the answer? You got 1, 2. So the answer is 4 rakas over there. 4 rakas in Salatul Isha.
That means it's number 1.
Okay, so number 1 is the answer. So Abdullah, you can move. Mariam and Abdullah got the correct answer, mashallah. So they move up the leaderboard. So, everybody, this is another story now about a prophet called Uzair. Now, Uzair, he passed by an empty town and all of the houses were destroyed. The shops were destroyed, houses were destroyed, and he thought, how can Allah bring all of these things back to life? Okay, so you know what happened?
What?
Allah caused him to sleep for a long time.
زدني علما
100 years, I think.
100 years, very good. How did you know that?
Because I've listened to the story in nursery before.
Oh, this is the story. You as well?
I don't
Is
even
it?
know about the story.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the thingy for 100 years.
Who told you that story?
I watched it in nursery.
You watched it?
The teacher told me in nursery.
Which teacher?
Start the Fatima.
Ustad Fatima.
No.
Fatima, Ustad Fatima. Okay, well done, Ustad Fatima. Right now. Okay.
She left the school.
Aisha told me.
Ustad Aisha told you? Okay, good.
And I listened
Now,
to another one by Ustad.
And I listened to another one by Ustad Samira.
okay. So 100 years he was asleep for. And then Allah said, look at your...
said that, Daddy.
We did. Then Allah said, look at your food and drink. They haven't changed. So his food and drink stayed the same for 100 years. Now, Azhari pads, everybody.
We're at home with the Azharis.
Everybody at home. Azhari pads. So go to your Azhari pad section in the workbook, or you can do it on a piece of paper. Oh, silly me. Okay. Ready? Thank you, Mariam, for resetting the time.
It's competition time.
No, it's Azhari pads. We'll get you a drink in a minute.
Resetting the time.
10 seconds. Okay, focus. 10 seconds. Okay. 10 seconds to draw what food do you think the Prophet Uzair had at that time? Ready, steady, bismillah. What food, everybody at home, do you think he had? What was mentioned? One of the things. Ready? All right. Okay, let's see. Everybody here, what do you have? Mariam, what do you have?
A very scrappy sheep.
Sheep. Okay. Abdullah.
Banana.
That's actually very close. Abdurrahman, what do you have? That looks like grapes.
Grapes and banana.
Wow, let's show everybody at home. Very good. The answer is...
Big
Do you know what the answer is?
plantain.
No. Do you know what the answer is? No. Grapes. So Abdurrahman was right. Abdurrahman was right. Well done, Abdurrahman. How did you know that? Did I tell you the answer?
But he said, I watched that part at school.
Is it? Okay, right. So,
think I did.
right. So the answer was grapes. Now, this was a miracle because the grapes were alive or were there for how many years?
100.
100 years. Good. Now, he also, Prophet Uzair, had an animal.
Into dates.
No, they were just stayed as they were. Now, Prophet Uzair also had an animal he would ride on.
زدني علما.
Do you know what the animal was, Abdurrahman?
Horse.
Not a horse.
A donkey.
What do you think it was, Abdullah? A donkey. Okay, right. The answer was a donkey. Now, the donkey...
But donkeys are so slow.
They are slow, yeah.
But some donkeys can run.
Now, listen to what happened. The donkey died. And Prophet Uzair was told to look at the bones of the donkey.
Oh,
and you know
I
what
know
happened?
this one.
Allah sent the wind to bring all of the bones together. Okay, all of the bones came together. Now, I'm going to ask you another question to explain this to everybody at home. Abdurrahman, what is your favorite dinner? No, just tell me. Tell everybody at home.
Can you ask me that?
Creamy pasta.
Creamy pasta. Okay, what's your favorite dinner?
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. What's your favorite dinner?
Potato.
Jagged potato.
The crunchy fish and chips.
Crunchy fish and chips.
And he didn't let me order it on Sunday.
I didn't let you order it.
Only because Uber Eats wasn't working.
Telling everyone about all my secrets when I'm supposed to be cooking Uber Eats. All right,
Only
okay.
because you were at Mrs. and Hood's house.
All right, now, Abdurrahman.
Still order, but I didn't want.
Okay, you said your favorite food was?
Chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets and chips. Now imagine you had a chicken, okay? Imagine you had a chicken. Yes. If you,
Chicken.
We got chickens
Yes. Imagine, Mariam, you had a
Mauritius.
chicken.
We got chickens at Mauritius.
We did see chickens there, yes.
Yes.
Imagine we had chickens and we put all of the chickens together.
Yes.
Okay. Would they, if we put all of the bones of a chicken together, would it come back to life?
No.
Abdullah, what do you need?
You need a lot.
Yes. Exactly. You need Allah to breathe the soul back into it. Remember we talked about the soul? And that would make it
Can I
alive.
blow into it and see if it works?
You can. Let me know if it works. You'd be a very rich person if you could do that. Okay, right. Now, Abdurrahman, what does a donkey sound like?
زدني علما.
Oh, is your name Abdurrahman?
Hi, Abdurrahman. I never knew you were a green
Neither
dog.
did I. Abdurrahman, what does a donkey sound like? So do that again a bit louder. Very good. I'm surprised.
Very good, Abdurrahman.
Now, Mariam, do you remember the donkeys in Egypt?
Yes.
So there were lots of donkeys in Egypt when we were there.
I-
Now, all of this
Across the road.
run across the
I
road.
remember.
A donkey with sunglasses? Really? I don't remember
I
donkey
remember
with-
once when we were in a car that there was this donkey on the road and it was wearing sunglasses.
Oh, so it had the patch, you mean? Oh, yeah. So donkeys sometimes have patches on their eyes. Now, the donkey came back to life, just like that chicken we mentioned, and Allah
Yeah.
could blow it, could give it soul,
Yeah.
but we don't know if that will work. Okay, so Allah made the donkey came back to life, and the Prophet Uzair, he saw that Allah can make anything come back to life. Okay, so now in this story today we learned about the importance of not arguing. And remember, everybody at home, if we don't argue, what do we get?
We get a house built in Jannah of what you want it to look like.
Exactly. So that
Yes.
brings us to the end of this episode. Everybody say Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Don't forget your workbooks and your Azharis source and Azharis Rex from the Azharis.com to be able to win a prize. Click subscribe.
Then write the name of your favorite character in the comments.
Details in the description.